Good day, Philippines. Hello, Region 1. Aloha, San Carlinian learners. Airing live from the mango bamboo capital of the Philippines, San Carlos City. You're tuning into CCN Broadcast Center, a virtual home of every SDO-SEC learner, where passion is the key. Learning paves the way. With our division mantra, developing creativity, maximizing versatility. This is your CCN Broadcast Center. CCN Broadcast Center, a virtual home of every SDO-SEC learner.
Hello there, grade 8 learners. Welcome to another fun-filled and exciting learning here in our amazing science class. I am teacher Imelda, your science teacher webcaster for today. Join me in exploring the wonders of science. We are streaming live here at Carlos and Carlene Network. Are you excited? And so am I. So let's get started. Before anything else, please get hold of your science module, a pen, and your answer sheets. You will also need a glass with water, sugar, and spoon. We will have some cool activity later. Look at the pictures. Have you ever wondered how a palm tree can stand still, or why water flows, or why the smoke from boiling water fly to the air? Well, today you will find out the answer as we discuss our lesson, which is the particle nature of matter, which is covered in Quarter 3, Module 1. So for the most essential learning competency, you will be able to explain the properties of solids, liquids, and gases based on the particle nature of matter. Specifically, you, my dear students, should be able to describe the particle nature of matter. And you will also have to explain the properties of solids, liquids, and gases based on the particle nature of matter. Okay, so before we proceed, let's check what you remember about your lesson in matter. Okay, so let's have a short guessing game. And I call it mind over matter. So in this guessing game, you will have to jumble letters or words with jumbled letters, okay? So, arrange the words so that it will give you a word which is related to our lesson and your lesson in the previous years, okay? So, you are given 5 seconds to arrange each jumbled letter. And by the way, you can use the pictures given as clues, and you can answer or comment down your answer in your comment box. So you have to make use of the comment box now. Okay, ready? So we have here Sam's. 5 seconds. Okay, let's arrange it, and it gives us mass. That's why the clue there is a weighing scale, because it's what we use when we measure the mass. Okay, next one. Apex. What could it be? Arrange the letters, and it will give us the word space. Okay, did you get it? I hope so. Okay, next word. This one is a little easy. Sag. Okay, so if you arrange it, it gives us gas. I guess all of you got the answer correct. And then we have oldies but goodies. Okay, And the clue is a block of wood. So what could it be? We have solid. Okay. So far, I hope you got 4 already out of 5. And here's the 5th one. Tropsical. Okay, so if we jumble it, it gives us particles. Very good. If you got 5 answers, you pat your shoulders for doing a great job. Okay? So those are some of the words that you encountered with this lesson. You also classified objects and materials as solid, liquid, and gas. So look around your house. Are there solid materials there? Yes, there are. Liquid. Yes, it's found in your kitchen. And then gas. It's there, just there. Okay? Now, you will have deeper concepts about matter as we go with our lesson. Okay? So here are the key questions for our lesson. And this should be answered later after our discussion. Okay? So number 1, what is matter made of? Number 2, what are the characteristics of the particles of matter? And the third one, what are the properties of solid, liquid, and gas based on the particle nature of matter? I hope you will get the answer right later after our discussion. Okay? Oh my! I feel like a poet at the moment. So I'm going to read to you a poem. Here goes. Matter. Matter, matter everywhere. There's matter in your hair. Matter in the air. There's even matter in a pear. There's liquid matter, solid matter, and matter that's a gas. Even you are matter because you have volume and mass. Okay, so matter is really everywhere. It's over the ocean, all over the sea, inside your body, even in the outer space. Okay? But take note that not everything around us is matter. So which are not matter? So when you look around, can you identify which objects are matter and which is not? That is what we are going to find out in a bit. Okay? So you will have activity number 1. Which is matter, which is not? And for our objectives, you have to identify examples of matter and distinguish properties of matter from non-matter. Okay? Now this time, you may call your younger siblings, your brothers and sisters who are in the elementary to do the activity with you because it's kind of fun. And 2 heads are better than 1, so they say. Okay? So here's a bonus. I will define mass and volume for you. Okay? Mass is the amount of particles that make up a matter. And volume is the space occupied by a matter. Okay. So, in this activity, you will have to identify which picture is a matter and which is not. Write your answers in your answer sheets, or you can also comment in your comment box. Okay? So you will be given 30 seconds to answer this activity. And your time starts now. Okay, time is up. So let's check your answers. Sugar granule is a matter. Let's see. Yes, I am right. So a pat on the shoulder for me. And for number 2, water, it's your turn. So that will be matter also. Okay. And for the fire or the heat in the fire, actually there are 2, heat and light. So what is it? Is it matter or not? It's not a matter. Why? I wonder why. And then we also have light, which is also not a matter. Why? I wonder why. What are they? Okay, how about smoke? Is it matter? Does it have mass? Can you measure it? Can it occupy space? We'll see. It is a matter. Very good. And then lastly, we have live. Okay, so the answer there is matter. So how many of you got 6 out of 6? Okay, very good. If you got all the answers right, you are a pro. Okay. Now, what conclusions can you draw from that activity? Let's see. So, sugar granules, water, smoke, and leaves are examples of matter. Why? Yes, because they have mass and volume. And how about the other 2? Heat and light are not matter. Why? Because they have no mass and they do not occupy a space. And what are they then? They are forms of energy. Okay. So next one. Therefore, matter is anything that occupies a space and has mass. Did you get it? Very good. So moving on. Let's do the second activity entitled, What is matter made of? And for this activity, you're going to infer from observable events what matter is made of and to identify the properties of the particles that make up a matter. So, I have here an activity which I made last time. Just watch and learn.
For this activity, we need 50 ml of water and 20 ml of sugar. Add 20 ml of sugar to the water. Let it stand for a few seconds. This time, the sugar particles are breaking down into even smaller particles. Stir the mixture until the sugar is completely dissolved.
Okay. So what is the
Now take a
resulting?
look at the total volume of the mixture. It is somewhere between 50 and 60.
Very good. So, what conclusion can you draw from the activity? Let's talk about it. What is matter made of? What is your answer? Okay, so matter is made up of tiny particles, just indicated by the sugar particles and the water molecules. Okay? Next. How does the resulting mixture taste? Okay, in your houses, I asked you to do that also. So, how does it taste? The resulting mixture tastes sweet because the molecules of sugar is mixed with water. So, the more sugar you will give or you will put, the sweeter it will get. Okay. Next, number 3. What is the volume of water and sugar mixture? Okay, the volume of the water and sugar mixture is 55 ml. Is the volume of the resulting mixture equal, less than, or more than the unmixed sugar and water? Why? So what is your answer? Please comment down. Okay, so the volume of the resulting water and sugar mixture is less than the sum of the volume of the unmixed water and sugar. Why is that so? In math, you learned that 50 ml plus 20 ml will give us 70, right? But how come in our activity, 50 ml of water plus 50 ml of sugar gives us only 55 ml? Why? Well, let's watch and learn.
If you took your spoonful of sugar and zoomed in, at first you would see a bunch of grains of sugar. You can see these with your eyes if you look really closely. But if you were to zoom in even further on just a single grain of sugar, far smaller than what your eye can see, you would see that a sugar grain is made up of tiny, tiny particles of sugar. And it's not just sugar, it's water too. If you zoomed in on this water, at first you would just see more water. But if you kept zooming, eventually you would find that water too is made of tiny little particles.
Okay, let's have another one.
A lot of particles of water in our cup. And instead of thinking of just adding some grains of sugar to our water, let's think that we're adding together many, many, many particles of sugar. Now what you can start to see happen is as soon as that sugar hits the water, it breaks into individual particles. Then, when I take my spoon and start stirring it, those particles spread around. Instead of just being on the bottom of the cup, they spread so that they're throughout all of the water. Notice that the sugar particles are now just filling up the empty spaces between each of the water particles.
Okay, so Carlos asks, where did the sugar particles go? And Carlene answered, the sugar particles were able to fit in between the spaces of water molecules because the particles are very tiny. How about you? Do you have the same answer as Carlene? Very good. Okay, now, what conclusions can you draw from the activity? So we will now discuss the characteristics or the properties of the particle nature of matter. Okay? So, from the activity, you have learned that particles of matter are very tiny in size. Okay? How about you? What conclusion can you give? Okay. So the particles have spaces between them. That's why the sugar particles were able to fit in the particles or in between the particles of water. Okay? Another, particles of matter move constantly. So they are always moving. And last but not the least, they are attracted to each other. Okay, so the particles have attraction towards each other. So these are the general characteristics of all the particles of matter. Okay. Considering the properties of the particle like being very tiny, spaces in between, moving constantly, attracted, how can you describe the particles of solid, liquid, and gases at the molecular level? Okay, now take a look at the diagram of the states of matter. So take a look at this. We have the solid over there, liquid, and gas. Look at their arrangement, the movement of the particles, and the forces of attraction. Okay? So, I will give you 20 seconds, I should say, to analyze the drawing, and then we will answer the table later on. Okay. Okay, time is up. Now it's your turn to answer the questions. How are the solid particles arranged? Okay, any answer? Again, comment down the comment box. So particles are in orderly arrangement and are packed closely together. Sana all together. Okay, next, how about liquid? Yes, the particles are not in orderly arrangement and are closely packed together. Sana together. Okay. Next, how about the gas? So, the particles in gas are not in orderly arrangement and are very far from each other. Okay, so as you can see in the diagram, they are far from each other. Okay, how about the movement of particles? Let's see. The solid particles vibrate about in fixed position. There, you can see there, they are just vibrating. Okay, how about the liquid state or the liquid particles? The particles slide over each other. That explains why water flows, okay? They just flow because they are sliding with each other. And then for the gas, the particles are in random motion. Why? Well, maybe because they have spaces between them and they are constantly moving. Okay, so if you got all the answers, you are a pro. But here's some more. How about the forces of attraction? Now, for the solid, the forces of attraction is very strong. Sana all relate? Okay. Next, how about liquid? The forces of attraction is strong. And for the gas, the forces of attraction is very weak. That explains why they fly high in the sky. They fly high in the air. Okay? So, if you got the answers right, very good. Aja. Okay. So, are there any questions so far? Do you have any questions? Okay, moving on. If you don't have any answer, let's test your understanding. Okay, get your paper and your ball pen and do the test. So, you have to choose the letter of the correct answer. Write your answer on your answer sheets. Okay? First question. Which of the following statement best describe matter? A. It has weight. B. It is a form of energy. C. It has a definite shape. And D. It occupies space and has mass. What is your answer? Very good. If you answered letter D, that's correct. Okay, next question. Which of the following is not true about the particles of solids, liquids, and gases? A. Gas particles are far from each other. B. Liquids have definite volume. C. liquids have weak forces of attraction, and D, solids have definite shape and volume. Okay? The answer is letter C. Liquids have weak forces of attraction. That is not true, right? Because liquids have strong forces of attraction. Okay. Next, third question. Particles of matter are attracted to each other. Sana all. Which of the following samples of matter is held together by very strong forces of attraction? A. Ice cubes. B. Tap water. C. Warm water. And D. Water vapor. It's very obvious that the answer is letter A. Ice cubes. It is a solid form of water. Okay, the fourth question. When you inflate a balloon with air, it takes the shape and volume of the container. Why do gases like air do not have definite shape and volume? Okay. Letter A, because gases are free to move randomly. B, because gases have weak attractive forces. C, because gases have void spaces between particles. And D, because gases have strong attractive forces. Okay? What is your answer? Letter B, correct, because gases have weak attractive forces. Okay? And last but not the least, here, this is drawn from our activity. Given the materials 50 ml of water and 20 ml of sugar, the total volume of the mixed water and sugar molecules is less than the total volume of the unmixed water and sugar molecules. Which characteristics of particles of matter does not support this statement? A. Particles of matter are very tiny in size. B. Particles of matter evaporated quickly. And C. Particles of matter have spaces between them. And D. Particles of matter are attracted towards each other. Okay? So if your answer is letter B, you're a pro. Okay? So, are there any questions again? Did you get the answers right? Very good. Okay, so next, we will have assignment. This assignment is found in your module, so you can do it later on. Okay, so direction, analyze the given situations, then answer the question below. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. So we have, this is a situationer actually, and this could happen if we will have face-to-face. Okay? Now, for situation 1, 60 students were seated in rows during a science lecture. Situation 2, the same 60 students were allowed to stay and relax in the room for a 10-minute break. And situation 3, after the lecture, the students hurried out for their next class. Now, which statements above represent solid state, liquid state, and gaseous state? Okay? Next, for our performance task, make a graphic organizer depicting your answer on the question below. Add important captions when necessary. Okay, here's the question. In this time of pandemic, give at least 3 essential matters in the form of solid, liquid, and gas that we need to use or practice in order to be safe from COVID-19. Okay, so what could it be? Now, For the rubrics of this performance task, concepts will be given 30%, content is 25%, creativity 20%, organization is 15%, neatness is 10%, so for a total of 100%. Okay? So, if you have any questions, you please, I will entertain questions, just, messenger, chat, whatever. You can reach me any platform. Okay? So, it was indeed a joyful learning. Thank you. That will be all for today. I hope you understood the lesson. Bye.
Good day, Philippines. Hello, Region 1. Aloha, San Carlinian learners. Airing live from the mango bamboo capital of the Philippines, San Carlos City. You're tuning in to CCN Broadcast Center, a virtual home of every SDO-SEC learner, where passion is the key. Learning paves the way. With our division mantra, developing creativity, maximizing versatility. This is your CCN Broadcast Center. CCN Broadcast Center, a virtual home of every SDO-SEC learner.